Hello everyone, welcome to the SQRT channel. In this video, we are going to find the value that one expression that you are seeing here is going to take. We have a quadratic equation x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals to 0. We know that a and b are roots of this quadratic equation, and based on that, we are going to evaluate the expression that we have here. The expression itself is power of 3 of a cubed plus 1 over b plus power of 3 of b cubed plus 1 over a. Let's see how we are going to solve this problem. We are going to start from the quadratic equation itself. We have x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals to 0. Obviously, one approach is going to try to find the values that we have for a and b and then use them inside the expression, which is not going to be easy. So here we are not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to benefit from something that we know about this expression. We know that sum of the roots is going to be negative 3 over 1, which is basically here 3, and then a times b, which is basically multiplication of the roots, is going to be 1. Now if ab is 1, then we can say that a is going to be 1 over b and b is going to be 1 over a. Note that a and b are not going to be 0, because if you put 0 in the equation, you are not going to satisfy the equation. Now let's move forward and see how we are going to use these facts here. Now the next step is going to be for me to understand what we are going to evaluate. We have a cubed and 1 over b, and we have b cubed and 1 over a. Remember, we found that 1 over a is b and 1 over b is a. Based on that, I'm going to replace 1 over b with a in the first step, and I'm going to replace 1 over a with b in the second term. You can see those with these arrows that I draw here. Now let's move forward. I have a cubed plus a and I have b cubed plus b. Obviously, for the first term I can factor out a, and for the second term I can factor out b. Since I have power of 3 of each this term, so I'm going to factor out a cubed from the first term and then b cubed from the second term. We are going to end up with a cubed times power of 3 of a squared plus 1, and for the second term I'm going to have b cubed times power of 3 of b squared plus 1. Now let's move forward. The thing that I'm going to do here is to see what I have for a squared plus 1. Since a and b are roots of the equation, I can say that instead of using x, I can use a. If I do this, then you can realize that a squared plus 1 is going to be 3a, which is something nice, since I already had this a squared plus 1 in the first step. On the other hand, I can use the same approach and write b squared plus 1 is going to be 3b, and then I will use it for the second term. Using those, I'm going to end up with one simple equation. It's going to be a cubed times power of 3 of 3a plus b cubed times power of 3 of 3b. Let's see how we are going to take it from here. Remember, we now have this expression that you are seeing on top. Here, the first thing that I'm going to is to simplify. I have 3 to the power of 3 is going to be 27, and I have a cubed times a cubed. It's going to be power of 6 of a. And similarly, I'm going to have 27 times b to the power of 6. So by now, the only thing that I need to find is power of 6 of a plus power of 6 of b. The rest is going to be easy. But how we are going to find a to the power of 6 plus b to the power of 6? To do this, I'm going to start from basics. Remember, I have a plus b equals to 3. I also have ab equals to 1. These are based on the quadratic equation that we got. Obviously, when you have a plus b, you can find a plus b to the power of 2. And then when you have ab, you can find a squared plus b squared. You're going to see that in green, and I see I squared plus b squared is going to be 7. This is good. We are going to use it to find a to the power of 6 plus b to the power of 6. To find a to the power of 6 and b to the power of 6, I can easily use some identities. It's going to take some time, but it's not difficult. Basically, I have a squared plus b squared equals to 7. To find a to the power of 6 and b to the power of 6, I need to take power of 3 of both sides. That's the first step. Now I'm going to use an identity that we already know. Power of 3 of a squared plus b squared is going to be power of 6 of a plus power of 6 of b plus 3 times a squared b squared times a squared plus b squared. On the right hand side, I have 7 to the power of 3. Now remember, ab was 1, so a squared times b squared is going to be 1. And we already found that a squared plus b squared is 7. So I'm going to rewrite and simplify and find the value that I need to find. A to the power of 6 plus b to the power of 6 is going to be 7 to the power of 3 minus 21, which is going to be 322. Now what I need to do is to find 27 times a to the power of 6 plus b to the power of 6. And I'm going to do that here, and replacing a to the power of 6 plus b to the power of 6 with 322, I'm going to end up with 8694 for the final answer. Thanks for watching the video. If you would like to see more puzzles, math involved activities and problems from different math competitions, please let me know in the comments and also subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video.